up, everybody? It's your girl, Nicole Banister, aka Nikki Banz, coming to you live from Cape Town, South Africa. I do this every single Tuesday, so welcome back to Nikki Banz Live! What up, everybody? What's good, party people? It's your girl, Nikki Banz here, coming to you from the motherland, South Africa, the one and only. Shout out to everybody in the building right now. I see my mom is here. Maybe my dad's with her. What's up, mom and dad? What's up, Christine in the building? Hello, you gorgeous humans. Welcome to the show. It is Tuesday and I do this every single week. It's your favorite interview series where I am bringing you the most incredible, most amazing conversations and dialogues with some of the most fascinating people on the planet, whether it is actors, activists, entrepreneurs, influencers, entertainers. It is a different guest from a different country every single week. And whether it's on Instagram, you're watching it here, or you're watching it on YouTube, I am so grateful to have you all here. So shout out to all of you. I see Melissa is in the building as well. What's up, Melissa? It is good to see you. Yes, Christine, I see you with them hands up. What's up, what's up, what's up? So we're going to switch it up a little bit today on Nikki Banz Live. I have no guest planned for you today. Surprise! Okay? It's the sound effects for me, y'all. It's the sound effects for me. I have no guest planned for you today, and it's because of self-love. Aww. And self-love is going to be one of the things I'm going to talk to you about today. So on the agenda for today, I've got 3 things for you, party people. Point number 1 is going to be self-love. Point number 2 is going to be work. And point number 3 is going to be... Wait, what's point number 3 again? I already forgot. You see how prepared I am for this. Point number 3 is going to be showing up. That is point number 3. So that's what we're going to get into today. That is what we're going to get into today. So what's up to everybody who's tuning in? Nikki Banz Live. Let's go. Let's get it. If you're not following me on Instagram, @TheyCallMeBanz, hit me with that follow. We want to see the follow right now. If you have not yet subscribed to my YouTube channel, youtube.com/@Nicole Banister, aka Nikki Banz. So you can hit me with that follow, hit me with that subscribe, so you can see all of the amazing interviews I've ever had all time on this show. So yes, it is a Tuesday, and it's so interesting because last Tuesday I didn't host a show because of Nowruz. So to all of my Iranians out there, Eid Shoma Mubarak, happy Iranian New Year. I celebrated the New Year here in Cape Town at my favorite Iranian restaurant, also the only Iranian restaurant in all of South Africa. It is called the Persian Peacock. We had an absolutely gorgeous evening. There was a dancer doing some traditional Iranian dancing. There was also amazing food. We had, what was it? Bagli Polo Bahmorg. We had, Kashke Badem June. We had, what else did we have? I'm going to show you all this amazing Iranian food. So shout out to all the Iranians in the building. Delicious Iranian food. And it was a beautiful celebration, a beautiful evening. I took my partner Charles with me, and that happened last Tuesday. So that's why I didn't host the show last Tuesday. And this Tuesday, I was like, who am I going to bring on for the show? Maybe I can bring on somebody Iranian to kind of commemorate and celebrate the Persian New Year. I see Jack Wilson 11,000 in the chat saying, what's your nationality? I'm half Black American, half Iranian. So that is exactly why I am talking about a Persian New Year right now. I'm half Persian. My fabulous mother, my Maman June, is from Iran. Shout out to you, Mom. I know you're here. Love you lots. And my dad, love you too, Pops. My dad is Black American from the United States. And so I hope that answers your question, Jack. And so I was thinking, because I've had so many amazing Iranian guests on the show historically. So I have had the fabulous and hilarious Black and Persian comedian Tehran on the show. I've had the phenomenal marketing expert and tadig maker Bita Milanian on the show. I've had the founder of the Tadig taco truck in California. on the show, who's also amazing. Bayon. I've had Tabay Atkins, who's this incredible like yogi and wellness expert, who's also venturing into the food space now. I've had the phenomenal journalist Upton Saidi, who is an incredible like journalist and content creator. So I've had all these dope and awesome Iranians on the show. Shout out to Jack, who says you're also Iranian. Hello, Aziz. Love seeing the Iranians in the building. And so I've had all these awesome Iranians on the show. So I was like, okay, maybe I can have somebody Persian on the show today. I was saying about Maz Jobrani. Okay, shout out to Maz Jobrani. If anybody's watching this and knows Maz, tell him your girl Nikki Banz wants him on the show. I'm just saying. So maybe we'll get Maz Jobrani on the show really soon. But so I was thinking about that. And then I was like, actually, no, I'm just going to hop on Nikki Banz Live and I'm just going to talk to you guys. And maybe it takes an hour, maybe it takes 10 minutes. Who knows? We're just going to chop it up a little bit because you never know who needs to hear this today. You never know who's watching. And I just think at the end of the day, having a voice, speaking your voice is something that is so, so, so important. And it's something that has just been absolutely critical for me in the past couple of weeks. The past couple of months. Honestly, 2023 has been like completely lit, okay? Like 2023 has just been unbelievable for me. And so I wanted to take a moment. Like I said, the reality is that I want to talk about self-love. And that's the reason why I didn't have anybody on the show today. Because self-love is something that I think is really, really important. And I have had this journey of self-love for the past 2 weeks in particular, where I'm telling you from a work professional perspective, I have not done a single thing. I haven't been responding to emails. I have not been booking people for Nikki Banz Live. I have not been uploading old interviews of Nikki Banz Live onto YouTube. I haven't been signing contracts I need to sign. Like I haven't been doing any work, like so-called work, like professional work for the past couple of weeks. And the reality of me doing that is because I was taking time for myself. I was doing some deep self-work, some deep integration of a lot of the big events and things that have happened to me in the past couple of weeks and months of this year. And I was like, you know what? Actually, it's okay if I don't book anybody for Nikki Banz Live. It's okay if I skip last Tuesday to go to this beautiful celebration of my culture and my heritage. It's okay. Hello to Dr. Socrates Josh Talk, who's in the building. What's up? One of my biggest fans in the building. You comment on every single video, every single post, every single thing I post on LinkedIn. Shout out to you. It's amazing to have you here. And so when I say self-love, what am I talking about? Okay, what am I talking about? Self-love. Let me just first off say that I think self-love is one of the most radical things that we can do as women and as people of color. To put yourself first and to not put your career first, your job first, your whatever, to actually put yourself first. I think it's one of the most bold and brilliant and beautiful things that you can do, but it's hard, right? Like it's really, really, really hard to do that. Because everything around you, capitalism, white supremacy, everything around you has told you that you can't do that, right? We're stuck in this like rat race of jobs and making money and having income and employment. And we just keep going around in that circle. Like we just keep turning and turning and turning. And it makes it really difficult to pause and say, wait, is this actually what I want to do? Am I actually ascending to the highest version of myself? Do I actually love everything about myself and who I am in this moment? I think the answer for most people is no. And it's really hard to hop off of that, when you're in it. So for me to take a step back and say, actually, like I'm so blessed and I'm so privileged to be in a position where I can take a couple weeks off of work, where I can say, I'm not going to respond to this email. I mean, let me talk about how the director of the United States Peace Corps has sent me 3 emails in the last 3 weeks, and they're just sitting there in my inbox. Carol, if you're watching this, I know you follow me on Instagram. What's up, Carol? I haven't forgotten about you. I will respond on my own time. And it's just this beautiful moment to say that, like, I want to put myself first because I know that the money and the job and the career and the everything will come with this deep trust and this deep truth that I feel for myself. And that to me is the self-love piece. Shout out to Rue, who's in the building. Hey, Boo Thing. I see my bestie Rue is in the building. She's probably loving this conversation. By the way, y'all, as you can see, I pinned that this is like a fireside chat. And I just basically feel like we're just having like a young, like, we're just chopping it up. We're just in my living room right now. You know, I used to host these crazy house parties here in Cape Town where everyone would, like 80 people would be in my 2-bedroom apartment. And all these people would come and we'd just be chopping it up. So there's no like real fire going, but I do have some incense burning. So like same, right? Like same WhatsApp group. It's basically just the same. So this is your fireside chat with Nikki Banz. Today we are talking about self-love, we are talking about work, and we are talking about showing up. That's what we're talking about today. And when I was in Guam, so you guys know that I had this like crazy whirlwind trip around the world. I was in Guam, I was in the Philippines, I was in Washington DC, I was in Johannesburg, and then in between that I was taking these little 24-hour trips to Cape Town to see my man, because you know your girl Nikki Banz has a man now, so I'm gonna show up and say what's up to him. So in this whirlwind trip to Guam, I met all of these absolutely incredible artists in Guam, like local artists. And if you know me, you know I love supporting local. Like so much of the work I do for Cape Town, in and around Cape Town, is highlighting Black-owned businesses and woman-owned businesses and diaspora-owned businesses, so we can really be intentional about where we're spending our money. So again, when we think about this concept of self-love, not being able to break out of the rat race of like employment and work cycles and all these things, right? Like, like the concept of supporting local, like supporting women, supporting people of color businesses, it's also totally against like the rules of like capitalism and white supremacy and all these things, right? Because big companies want you to buy from big brands. They want you to continue to just buy big and support the Amazons of the world and the Walmarts of the world. And for some things now and then, amazing, that's cool. But for other things, you really want to be intentional about where you're putting your money, right? If money makes the world go around, then you should be very, very, very thoughtful about where you're putting it. Do you go eat at Black-owned restaurants? Do you go support restaurants run and owned by refugees or immigrants to your country? Do you support local artisans and not just buy everything from big platforms that deliver in 24 hours, right? Like I try to be super thoughtful and intentional about where I spend my money, because I know that where I spend my money matters in the world that we live in today. Shout out to Chrissy Ann Sway in the building. What's up? Checking in from NYC. How you doing? Another amazing, amazing, amazing superstar who's always tuning into Nikki Banz Live. It's amazing to see you. Dr. Socrates, keep rocking. Great things will come from great people. Awesome. Yes, 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 yes to all of that. It's amazing to have you all here. This is the Fireside Chat with Nikki Banz. It's a very special Nikki Banz Live edition today. That was a little bit impromptu, but also a little bit intentional. So I bought this phenomenal keychain from this dope store in Guam. It's called Idlewild. It basically has all of the dopest artisans, local designers, local artists in Guam, and it says Self-Love Club. And like when I'm telling you I haven't bought a keychain in so long, all these travels I do all around the world, I don't buy keychains. I don't buy magnets. I don't buy like little trinkets and curios like that. But for some reason, this Self-Love Club keychain was just it for me. I was like, I need this. It's so gorgeous. Honestly, if I didn't have such a tight setup here right now, like I've got like my fan, my laptop, my ring light, if I didn't have all this, I'd go run and I would grab it because it's so cute. Shout out to Sadie Ann Art, who made this beautiful, beautiful, beautiful keychain that I have. And it says Self-Love Club, and it's a reminder to have that self-love. It's a reminder that if you need to take a day for yourself, it's okay. It's a reminder that if you need to see someone or call someone who's really important to you, it's okay. It's a reminder that if you wake up in the morning and you're like, actually, I just want to go take a walk, it's okay. So just that reminder to have that self-love and to always shower it on yourself, because at the end of the day, like jobs can wait, things can wait, those things can wait. Your health, your wellness, your well-being, you being the best version of yourself is going to be the thing that allows you to succeed with money, with families, with careers, with all the things that you want to succeed at. And I feel like I am truly like living proof of that. So it's just one of the things that I try and think about all the time. Self-love, self-love, self-love. And again, that's the reason why I don't have anybody here on the show tonight. I literally could not bring myself to try and message people. I was like, that's not what I want to do. And so what I actually spent the week doing, instead of booking new guests for Nikki Banz Live or signing TV show contracts or responding to the director of Peace Corps around how we're going to basically change the face of Peace Corps as we know it to be more inclusive, to be more just phenomenal. I already think it's an amazing organization, but we're going to make it even better, right? Instead of doing that, I actually worked on my new vision board for the year. Before I get into that, I see Christy Ann Sway saying, I've definitely been more thoughtful on where I spend my money. The local designers and businesses owned by people of color really deliver on cool, interesting products. Yes, 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 Chrissy. Absolutely. And if you're intentional about trying to find things, you will find them. They exist in every single city all over the world, whether you're in India, whether you're in Iran, whether you're in Nigeria, whether you're in Costa Rica, whether you're in the Philippines, it doesn't matter. There are so many local artisans who you can find amazing stuff from. So yes, you will find those people. So this past week, instead of doing work and things that were actually going to make me money in the short term, I focused on the long term, aka my vision board. And so I used to do vision boards a couple of years ago, not a couple of years ago, like a long time ago, maybe like 10 years ago, 15 years ago when I was in like high school and college. I used to do vision boards, really fell off. And then I did my first one in a long time in October 2021. And if you don't know what a vision board is basically a piece of paper or a board where you can put different things on it, almost like scrapbook style. You can take fabric, you can take beads, you can take magazine clips, you can take whatever you want, ribbon, string, and put it together to outline the vision that you want for yourself. You can keep it specific, like this is what I want to achieve in the next year. You can keep it broad, like this is what I want throughout my life, this is what I want for the next 10 years. But it's an opportunity for you to sit down and reflect and take a moment to really outline the goals and the thoughts and the visions that you have. Because if you don't know what you're aiming towards or what you're working towards, you're never going to get there. And once you reach it, you can make a new vision board or you can surpass those things and keep going. So if you haven't made a vision board ever, literally just Google it, Google vision board. You're going to see some dope examples. I'm going to be posting a reel about how I made my vision board. So like the process, like the journey of sort of like how all the little pieces of paper and pictures and words and everything came together. I'm going to be posting a little reel about that soon. But go look up a vision board and go think about it, go consider it. It's a great way to kind of strategically think about what you want moving forward. So since I got back into vision boards in October 2021, I have not waited a full year to make a new vision board. Some people are like, okay, I make it once a year or at the beginning of the year. I have yet to wait a full calendar year to make a new vision board. And I think part of the reason of that is because, your girl Nikki Banz can't be contained to 1 year, shawty. There's so much going on in my life that, I need to make a new vision board to set new goals and to push myself even further, right? The idea is not to be limited by what happens on the vision board. Like you check everything off the list. What do you do now? The idea is like, I'm working towards those things now. I'm going to achieve those things. Then we work towards new things, better things, bigger things, higher things. So I made one in October 2021. I made one again in like August 2022 after I came back from Los Angeles. It felt like a new year for me after spending 3 months in beautiful, sunny Southern California with my parents and my brother and all my friends there. I felt rejuvenated, so I made a whole brand new vision board in July 2021, and now I've just done another one in March 2023. And I think this for me is like very apt because it actually is a new year for me. I was talking about Nowruz, the Persian New Year. It is actually a brand new year for me and my people. As the Iranian people, it is the year 1402. We have a brand new, beautiful year. So it does feel like a new year for me and my community and the people that I resonate with. Shout out to my girl, Lasiwe, in the building. What's up, boo? I saw you just tuned in. One of our beautiful melanated merfolk in the building. Also a fabulous mother. Love you, boo. So it is a new year for the Persians, and it's also the start of the holy month of Ramadan. So Ramadan Mubarak to all of my Muslim homies out there. My two best friends in the world, Ru and Amani, are both Muslim. I have a bunch of Muslim family in Iran, so Ramadan Mubarak, Ramadan Kareem to all the Muslim folks out there. And it also just feels like a very spiritual time. It feels like a beautiful start to a new year and a new season because of both Nowruz and Ramadan. So it made a lot of sense for me that I was going to take this past week and just be like, actually, no, I'm not going to respond to them emails, because actually the best thing for me to do right now in this moment is just focus on me, focus on this vision board, and to map out what I want for the next years, months, however long it takes for me to accomplish these things. So that's my self-love tip. And it's just this reminder that like, it is okay to pause and stop the things that other people want you to do in order to do the things that are the best for you. So that is what I mean by self-love. let that soak in, sit with that. Maybe somebody on this IG Live or somebody watching this on YouTube needs to hear that. That is tip number 1 from Nikki Banz Live, this fireside chat that we're having, incense side chat that we're having today. So self-love, self-love, self-love. And the second thing I want to talk about, which kind of relates to this, is work, right? This idea and this concept of work and what is work. And I think when a lot of people think about work, they just think about like the 9 to 5, the hustle, the grind, making money. But there's like so much other work than that, right? Like simplest possible definition of work that you can think of that doesn't involve making money is volunteering. When you volunteer somewhere, you are giving so much of your time, so much of your effort, and you're not getting paid for it. But are you working? Absolutely. That's why people put volunteer experiences on their resume and on LinkedIn, because you're still working even if you're not getting paid for it, right? So I think the reminder around work is to take time to do the things that are going to get you to where you need to go, even if you're not getting paid for it, right? Even if you're not getting paid for it. And that's like the big takeaway around work. I want to break that down like a little bit further. When I completely jumped off of the cliff, when I completely left the international development sector, not just my job, but the whole entire sector, when I did that 2 years ago, I'm like, how long ago was this now? Officially 2 years, March 2021. So it's been officially the end of this month. Oh my gosh, literally, yeah, March 28th. Literally, like the end of this month will be like the 2-year anniversary. Maybe that's why I'm all up in my feels, y'all, because I'm about to have this like big moment, 2-year anniversary type of situation of leaving that entire sector and choosing myself and choosing me. When I left that entire industry, I didn't work. I didn't make money for like 3 months, 4 months out the jump. And I knew that. I had savings. I was prepared for that kind of like life and that kind of lifestyle. I was like, who knows? And I actually had a year's worth of savings. Honestly, I probably had like 2 years worth of savings where I was like, you know what? If this don't work out, I'm going to be all right because I have some savings. And it was really important for me to have that and to know that, because I wanted to do the work. And when I say the work, I'm talking about self-work, which goes along with that self-love piece, but also talking about unblocking past trauma, looking at things in my life that were no longer serving me, looking at relationships that were no longer serving me, looking at organizations, side hustles, opportunities that actually weren't serving me anymore. And to be able to say no and to set those boundaries is so critical. And this is what I'm talking about when I talk about work. I think oftentimes we want to just take this job and take this thing because, it pays. Right? And sure, that's cool. And if you need the money, then get your bag, okay? Just like get the bag. I have no problem whatsoever with you getting the bag and you making that money if you need it right now. A lot of people do jobs that they don't want to do because they need the money. Homie, sis, I understand that. That is okay, all right? But if you know deep down in your heart and deep down in your soul that there is something else you could be doing and you have the means and you have the resources to do it and to pursue it, even if it's going to be hard, even if it means you have less money in the short term, then you need to do that. Jump off the cliff. That is absolutely the thing that's going to bring you the most success and the most joy moving forward. And the longer that you continue to work for somebody else, the longer that you continue to do things that don't serve you just because they make you money, the longer you're basically prolonging, the inevitable, which means you will leave eventually, because all of us are going to pursue happiness. All of us are going to pursue joy. You are going to pursue the dream and the future and the life that is right and best for you. You will pursue that thing. The question is, how long is it going to take? All right. So like I said, if you have the means, the resources, the capacity to take that dive and to say, I'm okay not doing work that pays me, work that, keeps me in touch on LinkedIn, work that involves a professional world, then you can do that self-work. You can go see the acupuncturist. You can go see the energetic alignment specialist. You can go see the Thai massage ladies. You can go meet with a life coach. You can go meet with a leadership coach. You can go do those things, which will actually propel you into the career, the lifestyle, the opportunities that you actually want. My brother Julian once posted this thing on Instagram. I think it was like a Tupac quote. Honestly, I think it was a Tupac quote. Another brilliant human out there, Tupac and my brother Julian. He posted one thing once that was like, you have a table, right? Think about this table, and there's a finite number of seats at the table. So if every single seat at that table is full, nothing else is coming to you. Whether it's people, relationships, opportunities, if every single seat at the table is full, nothing else is coming towards you. But the second that you release and open up one of those seats, the second that you take you take somebody, you take some job, you take something and you push it out and you say, okay, this doesn't serve me anymore. Thank you so much. I leave you with gratitude. Thank you so much for this thing that you've offered me. But now it's over and we're going to keep it moving, right? You now have the space for a new opportunity, a new relationship, a new something to come into your life. So I challenge all of you who are watching this right now to think about what are the things at your table that no longer serve you and that don't bring you joy. Literally think about that. I'm sure something immediately came to all of y'all's mind, like for real, whether it's a person, a job, a side hustle. If something is truly not serving you, not bringing you joy, not helping you ascend to the highest version of yourself, personally and professionally, let that shit go. Let it go. Khalas, it's done. Let it go. All right? I see Christy Answay saying doing the work that actually serves you makes a difference. Absolutely. It will make a difference in every single element of your life and every single fiber of your being. Your friends will notice it. Your family will notice it. Your peers will notice it. The second that you start to actually say, you know what? I'm only going to do the things that serve me. I'm only going to do the things that bring me joy. And that can mean pivoting to a brand new, job. That can mean pivoting to a brand new relationship. That can mean, saying bye to friends who you've had for the past 10 years, but actually they don't serve you anymore. So truly take a look at all the people and the opportunities around you. Do they serve you? Do they bring you joy? And if they don't, it is okay to let them go. Let them go with love. Let them go with gratitude. Tell those people, tell those organizations, be like, you know what? It's been amazing working with you for the past 10 years. It's been amazing knowing you for the past 2 months, however long it's been, long, short. There's no time limit. It's not to just be long things. It can be short things that don't bring you joy either, right? So literally just let those things be. Let them go with love. So you can focus on the work that's going to actually propel you and launch you into whatever you're actually trying to be. And sometimes, at least in my case, I literally, for real, I literally could not even think about or see what was next for me when I was in my old job. For real, I could not even see what was next for me because I was so blinded by the hamster wheel that I was talking about, right? This race where you're just doing work, making money, doing work, making money. I was so stuck in that system and so trapped in that I literally couldn't even see what was next for me. And for me, it was a really powerful and beautiful moment to say, even though I have nothing lined up next professionally, even though I have no job, I have nothing, it's okay. I need to quit to get my head right, to clear the air, to clear the space. I need to quit that so that I can launch into what is next. And I was able to figure out, you know what, this right here, this is what I need to do for a living. I need to talk to the people, okay? I truly would have never come to this conclusion. Well, let me not say never, right? Everything happens when it happens, but I would not have come to this conclusion had I not just straight up left and said, you know what, I will figure it out. And I absolutely did, and you will too. Again, relationships, jobs, whatever. Let it go with love and move on to the next thing. Okay, shout out to Jimmy in the building, self-actualize. Me and my boy Jimmy might be having a young IG live on Thursday. That is an email that I read and that I saw. So more on that soon. Chrissy Answay, amazing talk. I'm going to step through this exercise today. Yes, you better get y'all journals out. You better get those journals out and be taking notes, y'all. I'm telling you, we're going to change your life, all right? There's such a beautiful community of people out there who are taking these steps to be the best versions of themselves. And each and every single one of you right here, right now, listening to this, you're a part of that community. So welcome to the club, y'all. Melissa in the building is saying, yep, had zero time for my creativity while working a high intensity tech job. It was soul sucking. Exactly. You feel me, Melissa? It's literally that. It is literally that you can't even see what's next for you, what's best for you, because you're just stuck in this thing. So let it go. And again, not just jobs, it could be people too. Even people who you've been in your life for a minute. It can be people as well. And just say, I'm gonna set these boundaries and keep it moving so that you can stop doing the work that somebody else wants you to do, so that you can do the self work and then you can actually do the work that you want to do. Okay, let's get it. All right. So, Nikki Banz Live, Fireside Chat, episode 1. We've talked about self-love. We've talked about work. The last thing that I want to talk about today is showing up. And showing up for yourself and for things that are important to you, no matter what they cost, no matter where they are, no matter what the thing is. That's the last and final note that I want to leave y'all with today, because showing up has been something I have been trying to be so thoughtful and so intentional about in a number of different ways recently. And it's hard, but it's good. All right, y'all. You know I've been talking for 30 minutes. I need a little sip of water. This holy water. Speaking of holy water, you already know your girl Nikki Banz has an exclusive limited edition postcard collection out. Y'all, I literally have 2 sets left. Only two sets left of this limited edition postcard series. For my squad in the US, it's only $35. You can Venmo me, you can PayPal me. For my South Africans, 450 Rand. If you want to hop in and tap into my first ever merch, which honestly I'm like still so mind blown by, like me releasing my first ever merch. The Holy Wata postcard set is available. There's 2 left. You know you want one. You know you want one of those last 2 sets. You better slide into my DMs and be like, Nicole, give me one or give me both. Like, I know you want them. It's called Holy Wata, beautiful images of Cape Town. If you love postcards, this is a thing for you. So slide into my DMs. I'm going to get you those postcards. Y'all got this. And thank you to everyone who's already purchased. I love y'all. Thank you for your support. So that's the Holy Wata bit. Whew, talking about Holy Wata made me want more. Nikki Banz, the life coach. Yeah, bo! That's me. Just sitting here having a little chit chat with y'all. Y'all can call me Oprah, guys. Call me Oprah. Okay, the last thing we talk about, party people, is showing up. So showing up. Showing up for people, showing up for opportunities, showing up. And when I say showing up, I am talking about physically showing up in person. The way that every single one of y'all on this live is doing. Y'all are literally showing up right now. You chose to be here. You chose to make this decision. Maybe you had busy days. Maybe things were hectic. Maybe you were just trying to, maybe not listen to some girl just be like, for a whole hour. But you showed up, all right? You showed up. So shout out to all of you, as always. But showing up to things is so important, especially in this like digital social media, post-COVID Zoom call kind of world. Showing up in person to things and showing up for the things that matter to you is absolutely critical. The first thing I'm gonna talk about is like my partner, for example. So when I did these crazy whirlwind trips, Guam, Philippines, Washington, D.C., Johannesburg, I came to Cape Town twice, okay, for 24 hours each time. Literally, I flew from the Philippines to South Africa to Washington, D.C. in 3 days. I was in the Philippines on a Friday, I was in South Africa on a Saturday, and I was in Washington, D.C. on a Sunday. And I did that. I came to South Africa because I had to see my partner. And for me, this is important. It's important for me to show up for him. We're in a new relationship. It hasn't even been 6 months, y'all. Like, for me, it's important to show him that even though I'm traveling all over the world, winning awards in Washington, D.C., lying on a beach in Guam, right? Even though I'm out here living my best life, I care about him. I love him. I want to see him. And so I'm going to physically show up for him. Even if that means I only have one night in Cape Town, that's one more night that I have with him. So showing up for your partners, for your friends, for your family, for the people that matter. Part of the reason why I go to Los Angeles for 2 months, 3 months every summer, I did it last year, I did it the year before, is because it's important for me to spend quality time and in-person time with my parents, okay? It is important to see them. It's important to see my brother Julian. It's important to see these people because I care about them and I love them. As adults, we leave the nest at 18 years old, we go off to university, we move countries, we do all these things, but actually these are the people who have loved you and cared for you and been there for you. It is important to me to show up for those people. Okay, shout out to everybody in the building. Young Pole Master, my first ever guest on Nikki Banz Live. What's up, Miles? Yo, Miles is having the most amazing retreat coming up in Thailand for pole dancers. It's gonna be beautiful relaxation, life coaching, like energetic alignment, and also dancing, y'all. So shout out to the boy, Young Pole Master Miles, doing big things out there. We love you, boo. Thank you again for being the first ever guest on Nikki Banz Live. Go follow Young Pole Master if you're not tapped in already. You can find him there here on the live. But again, showing up for the people and the things that are important to you. So let's talk about this award that I won in Washington, D.C., which was absolutely incredible. I can't lie. I am totally honored to say that I won the 2023 Franklin H. Williams Emerging Leaders Award, which is an award awarded to return Peace Corps volunteers of color under the age of 35 who have demonstrated continued excellence to the United States and to their host country of service, even beyond their time in the Peace Corps. And so this year is my 10-year anniversary of me first coming to South Africa as a Peace Corps volunteer. It's been a crazy ride. The fact that I'm still here in South Africa 10 years later is like, honestly, like, wild. Like, I had never even been in South Africa before I came here. Now I've been here for 10 years. That's a whole different story. That's going to be the next Fireside Chat. That's going to be the next Fireside Chat. But thank you so much, Chrissy. Big congrats in the building. It was this beautiful, beautiful opportunity where I had some amazing friends and people nominate me for the award. I ended up receiving the award, and they literally sent me an email and they said, Nicole, do you want to come accept this award in Washington, D.C.? Or if you don't, the director of the Peace Corps will be in South Africa the following week after the award ceremony, and we can make a plan for her to get you the award in South Africa. So I had the option to either go to Washington, D.C. or go to Johannesburg, meet the director there. And for me, I decided that I was going to show up and I was going to be in Washington, D.C. Because just imagine who's going to be in that room. Not only all the other awardees, there's going to be people from the White House. There's going to be people from the executive leadership of the United States Peace Corps, this huge and brilliant and internationally renowned government agency. There's going to be all these people there in Washington, D.C. Your girl, Nikki Banz, needs to be there. I can even go to Johannesburg afterward, but I need to show up in Washington, D.C. And I was fully prepared. With 4 weeks' notice, I was fully prepared to buy a plane ticket and go to Washington, D.C. on my own terms, on my own dime. And this is what I'm talking about, showing up for things and events that really, really, really matter. Show up for yourself. Show up for these things, these moments that you know are going to catapult you into this next version of yourself, right? We talked about the self-love. We talked about doing the work, right? And now we're talking about showing up for you. For me, I knew I had to be in Washington, D.C. I knew I had to be there, and I was going to make it happen no matter what. And alhamdulillah, thank you to Peace Corps, thank you to the U.S. government. They paid for me to be there, which was phenomenal. And again, because I decided I was going to show up for myself, the universe decided it was going to show up for me. The universe was like, oh, you thought you was going to pay for that? Oh no, we got you.
Here comes the money. Here we go.
Okay, and the universe showed up for me and was able to pay for my accommodation and my flights and my transportation, all the things, right? And it's because I decided I was going to show up for me. It's because I decided that I was going to show up for myself, and I'm going to show up and I'm going to take this award and I'm going to be there in person and I'm going to give a bomb-ass speech while I'm at it. So if y'all haven't looked at my speech, it's up on YouTube. I was given 3 minutes to give a speech. My speech is up on YouTube for accepting this award, and it was a powerful opportunity for me to show up for myself and for my people who are part of the Peace Corps. And if you, like I said, go subscribe to my YouTube channel, youtube.com/@Nicole Banister, aka Nikki Banz. You can find the speech. Like I said, it's only 3 minutes long, so it's not even long. Like, it's not even a long speech, but it is impactful and it is powerful, and it's because I showed up. I was able to give a speech on a huge stage in front of a White House contingency, in front of executive leadership of the United States Peace Corps, and in front of some of the most revered Black Americans in the United States government. There were so many incredible change makers there. I showed up for myself and I was able to give that speech in person in Washington, D.C. So think about the ways that you can show up for yourself. Is there a class you've been wanting to go to, you just haven't pulled the trigger yet? Go to that class. Is there a meetup or something that happens that you're like, man, I've always really wanted to go, or I used to go and then I stopped? Go to that meetup. Go to that link up. Go to that thing. Show up for yourself. Hey, there's this conference happening and it's about the thing that I love the most. Maybe it's travel. Maybe it's your business sector. Maybe it's something that you're trying to get into. There's this big conference happening. Like, ooh, maybe it's a little bit outside of my budget. Oh, maybe I have to move some things around, but I really want to go. Fam, I am telling you, you need to go. Show up in person for the people, the organizations, and the opportunities that matter to you, because there is nothing that compares to FaceTime. And I'm not talking about FaceTime on the phone, okay? I'm talking about FaceTime in real life, okay? Can I get an amen? There's nothing like showing up in person. And like I said, in the world of social media, where y'all are literally sitting here watching me on a screen, in the world of social media where people are messaging on LinkedIn, where people are connecting on Zoom, on all these things, there's nothing. It's incomparable what it means to actually show up in person. Yes, Asgard in the chat, the hairstyle has changed. Yes, this is my El Natural hair. Shout out to the amazing Lotus Beauty hair team in Cape Town who has been making sure that my hair is amazing. But this is my El Natural hair. I had to wear it all natural for y'all, for this is my little fireside chat. Okay, got the natural hair out because we talking about being authentic. So, yes, this is my natural hair. Thank you, Asgard, for your hearts, for your love. Chrissy Ann Swade giving us an amen. I see my boy Sai is in the building, an amazing content creator and citizen journalist who has been here on Nikki Banz Live. Shout out to Sai. You're an all-star. I also see that Smriti is in the building. Smriti is this amazing social entrepreneur based in India. She was one of the top 6 finalists on my YouTube show, started up this incredible social entrepreneurship competition. She was a top 6 finalist on the show. She makes this beautiful jewelry out of terracotta, based in India, but they ship all over the world. Shout out to Smriti. It's amazing to see you, boo. Welcome to the party. And again, this is what I'm talking about. Supporting local, all the things, y'all, supporting women. We're not just talking the talk. We walking the walk, okay? And walk the walk to show up, y'all. Walk the walk to show up, all right? So think about it. What is something that you need to show up for? Is it a community meeting? Is it an award ceremony? Is it a conference? Is it to your parents? Is it to your partner? Where do you need to physically be present in this moment at any time? Think about it, put it in your journal, just put it in your head, whatever you need to do, because I'm telling you, showing up makes a huge difference. Even if it's scary, even if it's nerve-wracking, even if it's maybe expensive. Yo, there's a conference that I go to in Dubai every year. That's expensive, yo. It's expensive for me to fly to Dubai and not get paid to do it. I don't get paid to go to these summits in Dubai. I go because I know that every single time that these people see me in Dubai, and they see me once a year, then they see me twice a year, then they see me the next year, I know that they're like, hey, that girl, who's that girl? What does she do? She keeps showing up. She's here. Oh, she has this Instagram show. Oh, she has this YouTube show. Oh, maybe we could hire her. Oh, maybe we could collaborate with her. Boom, 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 boom. I'm telling you, that's how it works. That's literally how it works. When you show up and you're present, all the opportunities, all the things will come to you. All right, party people, we have talked about self-love. We have talked about the work. We've talked about showing up. And these were the 3 things that I wanted to talk about today on my little fireside chat. Like I said, I have no guest today on Nikki Banz Live. I am my own unexpected, spontaneous guest because I was working on myself this past couple weeks. I was making my vision board. I was traveling all over the world. I was decompressing and integrating after a monster trip around the world. And this is what it has led to, a beautiful little fireside chat with each and every single one of you. If you have any questions, anything, feel free to drop it in the chat. I'm very happy to answer any questions that you guys have. You all have. Please let me know anything in the chat. But truly, I'm so grateful to have you all here. I'm so grateful that you tune in to Nikki Banz Live every single Tuesday. I try to bring you fresh perspectives. I try to bring you different people from around the world, from countries you've maybe never even heard of, countries you've never been to, from people who are really, truly making a difference in the world as we know it. And I think bringing different perspectives to the table is so, so, so critical. We can no longer live in a world where only one voice, one position, one perspective is showcased. Those days are over. They are done, son. We need diverse perspectives from across the globe because that is the only way that we are going to solve some of the absolute biggest and most violent and most challenging problems that we face in the world today. All right, whether it's climate change, whether it's racism, whether it's gender-based violence, whether it's attacks on the queer community, like there are so many things that are so dangerous and that plague our world right now. And when we hear from someone from a different country, when we hear from someone from a different religion, when we hear from someone from a different background as us, we start to bridge those gaps, we start to connect those dots. And all of a sudden we build a more inclusive, more tolerant, and more beautiful world for us all to live in. Shout out to Chrissy who's saying that this fireside chat has inspired you. Oh, thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Thank you for always, always, always showing up. I am seeing a couple questions in here. JT in the building after 10 years. What's next on your agenda? What are you setting out for now? Woo, child, what am I not setting out for? Let's talk about that. I'm coming for everything and everyone. Let me be honest. When I was in Washington, D.C., I was sitting in a room full of U.S. government personnel, and they asked me, what is your why? What is your purpose? Like, what is your why? Like, in one sentence. And I said that what I am trying to do in the world is I am trying to shift the power hierarchy in the world in favor of people of color. Let me say that one more time. I am trying to shift the power hierarchy in the world in favor of people of color. So every single thing that I do and every single thing that I have on the horizon, JT, whether it is TV shows, businesses, more jet setting around the world, liaising with the United States government and many governments around the world, all of those things, those are all things on my to-do list for the next 10 years and beyond. Immediate things like more TV shows, bigger platforms, bigger spaces where we can have something like this like dope little fireside chat where this can be broadcast to 1 billion people, right? Like that's the next evolution, and that's coming very, very soon. So that's definitely what I'm setting out for in the short term. Yes, Melissa, unapologetic and freaking fabulous. Yes, let's go. Yes. And I see you also have a question. I may have missed it. What's your favorite platform to use for your boards? I'm curious what your favorite tools are for creativity. Yes. Okay, because I talked about my vision board at the beginning. So I am like an OG, like magazines, little papers. I'm like scrapbooking hardcore when I do my vision boards. I love doing things with my hands. I love being creative. I love going to the store and buying 10 magazines because I'm going to find all the cool words, pictures, images. So I do it super old school. I know some people use like electronic and digital vision boards these days, but for me, I get a piece of cardboard, I get my glue stick, and I get my scissors, and I sit down with 10 magazines, and I am snipping away and placing everything exactly where I want it to be. So I'm very hands-on with my vision board. Maybe that's going to change at some point, but for now, I really, really love that. And it takes me back to like scrapbooking. I used to do so many scrapbooks when I was younger. I don't really do it so much anymore, really, because we don't take pictures anymore. Like we don't develop pictures anymore. We take a lot of pictures, we don't develop them. Like back in the day when I used to develop pictures, I used to do all these crazy scrapbooks from all the different things I used to do. But I don't really be doing that anymore because we don't develop pictures, like unless you have like a Polaroid or something. So anyway, very hands-on for my vision board. Like I said, I'm going to be dropping a reel the next couple days about my vision board so you can see the images that I use. You can see the words that I use, the words I didn't use. Some almost made the cut, then they didn't. So that's my process for the vision board, and I'll be sharing that very, very soon. But like I said, y'all, just think about that self-love piece. Think about, what you need to do to really be the best version of yourself. Whether that means like, hey, I need to go get my hair done. I need to get a massage. I need to get a pedicure. It can be anything from that to I need to go move countries. I need to move out of this person's house. I need to end this relationship. Like any of those things. Do exactly what you need to do for that self-love. Okay, that's number one. Number two, for the work, remember that work is not always paid. Remember that there is so much work you can be doing as an individual for yourself that is just as important as anything that anyone is paying you to do. Okay, the work is as important, if not more important, than work. Okay, so just remember that. Last but certainly not least, show up. Show up for yourself. Show up for the people that you love, the people that you care about, and show up for the opportunities that you know are going to revolutionize your life. Because when you show up, I am telling you, the universe will also show up for you in ways you could never have even imagined or even dreamt of. So everybody, this has been a fireside chat with your girl, Nikki Banz. We almost went the full hour, which honestly I'm kind of surprised by, but I guess I do like to talk. Even though on my interviews, I'm always interviewing other people, but I do like to talk, so we're going to chop it up. Netflix, call me. If anybody knows anybody at Netflix, tell them to call me, because I am ready to talk like this to 1 billion people. Like, let's go. I'm ready. This has been so beautiful. You all are beautiful. You all are superstars. Thank you for being here. JT, Melissa, Chrissy Ann Sway, Mama and Papa Banth, everybody who's been here. throughout the full hour. You all are absolute superstars. Remember to follow me on Instagram at They Call Me Banz. Remember to subscribe to my YouTube channel, youtube.com/@Nicole Banister, aka Nikki Banz. Remember, if you want one of the very last final editions of the Holy Wata postcard series, literally slide into my DMs immediately after this, and I will make a plan and we will get those to you. There's only 2 left. It's yours. You know you want it. You know you want it. And thank you, everybody. This has been another beautiful Tuesday of Nikki Banz Live. I do this every single Tuesday with your favorite artists, entrepreneurs, activists, and entertainers from across the globe. And sometimes I just do it with me, the one and only Nikki Banz. Have a beautiful morning, afternoon, evening, depending on where you are in the world. Love you all. It's all about the love today. Do exactly what you need to do. Go write in that journal. Go do that thing. You got this. It's your girl, Nikki Banz, signing out. Goodbye.